Hey everyone, I am Amanda from Mandy Lynn Plans. Welcome back for my ink of the week for the week. Before I get into the ink that won for this week, I wanted to show you this past week's spread. And this, I was using the Cinco de Mayo kit that's in our shop for Cinco de Mayo. This was a really overwhelming week for me. I was traveling. I had 2 funerals this week, one for a friend's newborn on Tuesday, and then my uncle. We went up, the gravesite service was Saturday, and then the memorial service was Monday, and so we stayed in Arkansas for the weekend. Didn't really utilize this a whole lot since we had so much traveling and all of that. And then you can see that my sleep tanked while we were traveling too. So overall, a really rough week. My uncle was my favorite uncle. I know you're not supposed to have favorites, but he definitely was. And I am emotionally and physically and mentally exhausted and drained completely. And so I have been a little bit absent here on YouTube, mainly just because I haven't had a ton of time to film. But I am going to try and stick with my schedule as much as I can going forward. So the winner this week is Black Swan in Australian Roses. And this is an ink by Noodlers. And this was a pretty majority winner here. So I think it looks beautiful. I was very pleased that you guys decided on this one. So thank you for everybody who voted. Just filling in the weather here. I am filming on Tuesday, so this will go up on Wednesday. My days are kind of all mixed up. Since we were gone until Monday, the service was here. I'm gonna switch stuff around here. But in my head, Monday was still the weekend, and so yeah, my days are all mixed up. But it is Tuesday. I had a chiropractor appointment this morning, and that went good. He said that everything is looking good for the stage of pregnancy. He wants to actually see me every other week now. I have been going monthly, and I kind of expected that. I remembered that from previous pregnancies. So I'm going to move this. I obviously was not at school on Monday, so I'm going to pick this up, and this has been on here. It's Tuesday. This has been on here since Thursday, and sometimes they don't always come up exactly perfectly clean. As you can see, it is ripping, so I won't be able to reuse this probably, or I can. Okay, I am going to reuse this then. So if you're careful, these are repositionable even days after. I'm not going to reuse this school since it ripped, but we will just be moving my school music classes to Friday since I was gone Monday. The school that I work at, we are very flexible, and we kind of just move schedules around where we need to. And so that is what we are going to do there. So I will grab a school script here. Let's see, S is this way. I really couldn't afford to miss this day of teaching music because we have graduation next week, and my choir is singing and the band is playing Pomp and Circumstance, so could not really afford to miss a day of rehearsals. So we are switching to Friday, and this I will stick right there. I don't want to have to move my payday sticker, so I'll just leave it there. I know what time it starts. And then here I'm just going to put that the service was this morning for my uncle. He was just an overall, like, really genuine, great, fun-loving. I mean, he loved to tell jokes. He always had like, you know, those really long jokes that take forever to get to the punchline. And then you're like, seriously? Like, I waited all that time for this. Just, you know, so genuine and loved the Lord. And he is with his Savior now, praising and worshiping him. So that is really fun to think about. But it is difficult for us here, missing him. So his service, it was a great service, Monday morning, and then we drove back. So I am going to use this other full sticker. It's about the same time. It took us a little bit longer than this to drive back, but that's okay. Actually, I think I have I'm gonna use one of the road trip stickers instead of writing it in. I actually didn't know for sure how often I would use these road trip stickers personally, because we don't really travel too much. But we have been traveling a lot more, especially just within the last week. So just back home. Okie dokie. And let's see, so the other things that I need to go in with my pen, just my lists down here, my to-do lists. And I don't have a whole bunch of lists yet for my sidebar. So I'm not going to write those in just yet. I need to think about those a little bit more. But just kind of the normal every week laundry things, or to-do list things rather. So let's see if I can think and talk at the same time. You may have noticed last week that I did not put diapers, or maybe you didn't, I don't know. We do cloth diaper. My husband asked if we could take a couple of weeks off, and with traveling, that was a blessing for sure. He wanted to take a couple of weeks off and see how much, you know, easier our lives were. I mean, he's on board with it, but he's also looking for areas where we can cut back. And I mean, life is really busy with a toddler, another baby coming end of July, and the business and everything. And so he is looking for areas where we can cut. I do most of the cloth diapering. He helps me with spraying them out, but I do the washing. And honestly, it doesn't really add that much more, but he thinks that it will make life easier. And so we're testing it out for these 2 weeks. This is the second week where we're using only disposables, and it has been a lot more convenient, I will say that. But diapers are just so expensive. And if you buy the cheap ones, and you have more blowouts and all of that. And I would rather plan on washing diapers, you know, twice a week and not have to worry with so many blowouts and unexpected laundry. So anyway, that's probably more information than you needed to know. But there is my spread for this week with Black Swan and Australian Roses by Noodlers for the ink this week. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.